I recently did an episode on recycling, especially about paper and paperboard. Recycling, but in that video, I did mention the importance of using virgin fiber to produce paper products and how that use sustains the life of forests. Let's face it, great ideas start on paper. The world is educated on paper. Businesses are founded on paper. Love is expressed on paper. Well, I hope it is, and not a text message. As well, freedom of speech, and so many other things, all on paper. How many times have you heard that the use of paper is killing trees? Is paper really killing trees and the forest? Hi, I'm Jim Kohler, the print and paper guy, and I hope to show you how the use of paper and paperboard is contributing to the responsible forest stewardship and helping to promote healthy and productive forest ecosystems for generations to come. I'll also talk about what is really killing the trees and the forest, and it ain't paper. So stick with me and let's get into it. So, on to the intro. As I indicated at the beginning of this video, the myth is that the production and use of paper is destroying U.S. forests. You know, the fact is, our forests are a renewable natural resource that is continuously replenished through sustainable forest management and natural regeneration. You know, the net forest area in the United States has increased actually by approximately 18 million acres between 1990 and the year 2020. Each year, U.S. forests grow approximately 2 times more tree volume that is harvested, with a net average annual increase in growing stock of around 25 billion cubic feet. In fact, if you travel to the Adirondack Mountains in upper New York State, where Slavamo Paper's Ticonderoga paper mill is located, you would be so surprised as they get their wood from an area ranging from about 50 to 100 miles from the center of the mill. Touring the area, you would never know that they take any wood from the area. While 67% of U.S. forest land is legally available for harvesting, tree cutting and removal only occurs on less than 2% of forest land each year. This contrasts to the nearly 3% destructed annually by natural events caused by insects, disease, and of course, fire. Of the 2% that is harvested annually, only 38% is used for paper and paperboard products. Our forest product companies' businesses, they demand on the sustainability of forests. They provide an economic incentive for landowners to manage their forest responsibly through a continuous cycle of planting, managing, harvesting, and finally replanting trees. Edward Glaser, a professor of economics at Harvard University, once said, and I quote, "When people use more paper, suppliers plant more trees. If we want bigger commercial forests, then we should use more paper, not less. Our policy should directly protect important wildlife habitats, not try to reduce our demand for paper." Unquote. The fact is that when the demand for paper declines, landowners' interest in tree farming also declines, taking all the important ecological impacts like clean water and wildlife habitat right along with it. So if you decide to decrease your use of paper, don't think you're gonna save a tree. The reality is that decreasing paper usage may well have the opposite effect by creating a disincentive for landowners to maintain healthy working forests, rather than sell them to a data center, for example. Almost all paper and paperboard producers in North America subscribe to forest certification programs. You know, forest certification organizations such as the Forest Stewardship Council or the Sustainable Forestry Initiative are the 2 organizations I described in my earlier paper and paperboard recycling episode. Wood is tracked from the forest it came from right to the end user. These programs assure that the forest is being managed for long-term growth. In fact, most paper producers only selectively take trees that they need. They then plant 3 to 4 seedlings for every tree harvested. It is important to take the old trees, to which this allows the young saplings to grow and mature. If they didn't take the old trees, the young saplings will not grow and mature, as the old trees will consume the sun, the water, and the nutrients that the young just cannot get to because of the old trees. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I know a lot of people think the paper industry is dying. Not quite. While the industry is changing, it does continue to live. While the use of paper may have shrunk, packaging usage is only continuing to grow. Thank you, Amazon. In fact, the industry continues to employ around 925,000 people and support more than 2 million additional jobs throughout the supply chain. So the use of virgin fiber is still very important, along with recycled fiber in producing paper and paperboard, along with sustaining the life of the forest. If, for example, forest products stop taking wood from the forest, landowners would switch and possibly sell off the forest land for development. So, what is the big killer of trees? Fires and insects take out more trees by far more than paper and the lumber industries, for example. I always get a kick out of when I receive a bill. For example, they want me to use paperless billing, indicating how the use saves trees. The fact is, for me, they really like electronic billing as it saves printing and mailing costs. Remember, the use of paper is helping to sustain the forest, not destroy them. I know this was a short video, but I hope it gives you some insight in how the use of paper is only helping to sustain our forest, not killing them, as many would have you believe. If you got something out of this episode, please give us a like. And if you haven't subscribed, why not? Doesn't cost anything. And if you did subscribe, make sure you click on the bell to get notified of all new episodes. I'm a bit late getting this episode out. Summer is taking its toll. The next episode will come much sooner. So with that, I'm Jim Kohler, the Print and Paper Guy, and I sure hope to see you in another Print and Paper Guy episode.